Good morning, students. So far, we have discussed about meristematic tissue that is responsible for growth and development in plants. Then we started with permanent tissue. Under that group, nowadays we are doing simple permanent tissue. Under simple permanent tissue, we have got three types of tissue. One, parenchyma, second, collenchyma, and third, sclerenchyma. So today we will discuss collenchyma. Don't get confused because earlier I said that when parenchyma contain chlorophyll, that time it is called sclerenchyma. Parenchyma with chlorophyll and capable of performing photosynthesis was sclerenchyma. But this simple permanent tissue today we are going to start is collenchyma. So a little difference is there, although they sound similar, but still difference is there. So this one is collenchyma and parenchyma with chlorophyll is sclerenchyma. That was sclerenchyma. You can watch the video again and you can clarify your doubt. Now, so today let's get started with collenchyma. It is composed of living cells, as in the case of parenchyma also all cells were living. So here also the cells are living and they are elongated, they are long, as in case of parenchyma you have seen, because at the same time we are doing the comparative study, we are comparing it. We have got three simple permanent tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Later on some questions come to give the comparative study of three of them. So we are comparing them, how they are different, how they are similar to each other. So in this way, while studying, always have your imagination strong and keep comparing them. So collenchyma, they are living cells. It is a tissue which is having living cells and they are elongated, because in case of parenchyma you must have seen they are oval in shape. So here they are elongated living cell, and there is very peculiar and strange characteristic, that is they have got cellulose deposit over the corners. They have no intercellular spaces. The space which is present between the cell is called intercellular spaces. So the cells here are closely packed, tightly packed, so they don't have the intercellular spaces. And it allows, very important function is, it allows and permits easy bending of the plant parts. For example, while windy conditions or windy weather or storm conditions, you must have seen plants, they show easy movement, they move with the direction of the wind and they bend but they don't break. That happens because of the presence of collenchyma, because collenchyma gives strength, that is mechanical strength, to the plant. At the same time it provides tensile strength. Tensile strength means bending without breaking. They are able to bend, they have got flexibility, elasticity, but they don't break. If they are very stiff, then they will break, but because of elasticity of the cells of collenchyma, the plant, it is capable of bending but it won't break. So that is called tensile strength. So who provides the tensile strength to the plant? What is tensile strength? Bending without breaking. So that one is provided by the collenchyma. Then in case collenchyma has chloroplast inside them, they are also capable of performing photosynthesis just like parenchyma. And it also provides mechanical support, because at the corners it has got cellulose deposit. So I will show you with the help of a picture and the concept will be clear with the help of the picture. Here you can see the diagram of collenchyma. TS means transverse section. If you cut the stem like this, so it is transverse section, and if we cut the stem like this to get the idea under the microscope, it is called LS. So if we cut the stem like this or root like this to get the picture under microscope, it is called LS of that particular section, and if we cut it like this, so it is called transverse section. So just to explain you why it is transverse, why it is written transverse section here. So just to give you that idea. So this one is transverse section picture, you can see here this one is transverse section. For example, this was the stem and they have taken a thin slice of the stem just to get the internal structure of the tissue which are present in the stem. So, this is the transverse section and the collenchyma picture. You can see here the cells, they have cell wall, and cell wall is thick and most prominently it is thick in the corners. At the corners it is very thick because of the deposition of the cellulose. This is cellulose which is present at the corners. Okay. And then vacuole is there, you know, in every plant cell vacuoles are there, centrally located, nucleus is shifted towards the boundary line, or you can say periphery. In bio we say periphery, to the boundary. You can see here nucleus is present here, although in animal cell the nucleus is centrally located, but here the nucleus is shifted towards the periphery. Periphery means towards the boundary. So, this is a biological term. Periphery means the nucleus is shifted towards the cell wall, towards the boundary, because of the presence of a big vacuole, and you know the role of vacuole in case of plant cells, and in case if it has chloroplast. So, one more thing, one more function it can perform, that is photosynthesis. Whenever chloroplast is present, then they are capable of performing photosynthesis. So, they look alike parenchyma only. The difference is here we do not have intercellular spaces. You can see the cells are closely packed and they have got thick walls basically at the corners because of the extra deposition of cellulose at the corners. Although the cell wall is made up of cellulose, but they have got extra cellulose at the corner, making the cell closely packed. And because of this extra deposit of cellulose, they provide strength, that is mechanical strength, to the plant. We have already discussed the plants, they do not have skeletal system, they have got cell wall made up of cellulose, that too thick cell wall at the corner, then they have got vacuole. All these things they are provided in the plant to give them mechanical support, because the plants, they have to bear up the environmental stress and strain conditions. Now, this is the collenchyma. The big difference is, the big characteristic which is present is the cellulose, extra deposit of cellulose at the corners. Now, next type of simple permanent tissue is the sclerenchyma. It is very important because as we have studied that parenchyma and collenchyma, they are the living cell, but sclerenchyma, it is considered to be the dead cell of the plant. In case of plant, the most of the cells are considered to be dead, and these dead cells also provide mechanical strength to the plant. In case of animal cell, we have got less number of dead cells, we have got more number of living cells, but in case of plants there are more number of dead cells, just to provide the mechanical strength support to the plant. It has got lignin as the outer covering of the cells, like this. They have got extra deposit of the lignin. So, lignin acts as a cement, as in case of collenchyma you must have seen extra deposit of cellulose at the corner. Here it has got lignin. Lignin acts as a cement and hardens the cell. When the cell is very hard because of the deposit of the lignin, it does not have any protoplasm. Protoplasm means the living content of the cell, that is cytoplasm plus nucleus. So, if the cell is having a very thick lignin deposit outside, so it will not have cytoplasm, it will not have the nucleus, no protoplasm inside. Protoplasm is equal to cytoplasm plus nucleus, and no intercellular spaces. Again, why? The reason is the presence of lignin around the cells. So, the cell wall become very thick because of the lignin, and no intercellular spaces are present, just like collenchyma. You may get spaces, intercellular spaces in collenchyma, but in case of sclerenchyma, no intercellular spaces are present. Cell of this tissue are dead, commonly seen in the husk of coconut. You must have seen the outer fiber or the husk of the coconut, that is nothing but the sclerenchyma. Okay. So, outer coir or the husk of the coconut is sclerenchyma, example of sclerenchyma. Now, further sclerenchyma can be further divided or classified into two types. They can be present in the form of fibers or they can be present in the form of sclerids. Sclerids are also called stone cells or grit cells. Let us see with the help of one diagram here. Now, see these are the sclerenchyma. You can see in the given picture both types are shown beautifully here. You can see here these are the fibers and these are the stone cells, and this is the transverse section of sclerenchyma. So, either they may be present as fibers, long elongated fibers, and they may be present as the stone cells. So, these are the types of sclerenchyma. These are the types of sclerenchyma. What are the two types of sclerenchyma? They may be present as fiber form, they may be present as stone cells, but in both the cases they are considered to be the dead cell and they provide the mechanical support to the plant. Now, very important is the difference between fibers and the sclerids. Fiber and sclerids are the types of sclerenchyma cells. If you see fiber, they are long, elongated, spindle shaped. Spindle shape means like this. They are long, elongated and spindle shape, pointed ends. Okay, they have got thick wall around them. The wall of lignin, lignified wall. They have got lignified wall. A deposit of lignin is there over the fibers. Sclerids, they are like this, broad, and they have also got lignin around them. So, this is the lignin which is present around them, and here no protoplasm. Here also no protoplasm, means inside no living content of the cell are present, no cytoplasm, no nucleus, because they are the dead cells. They just provide the mechanical strength at places in the plant. Now, second point is, in case of fibers, fibers are arranged in the form of bundles like this. They are long, elongated, and they are present in the form of bundles, and they provide strength to the plant. Again, why the strength is required? Because they do not have got skeletal system. So, by these means and ways they are being provided the mechanical strength. Now, sclerids, they may be present singly and they may be present in groups like this. So, these stone cells or grit cells, they may be present in groups or they may be present singly also. They provide protection to the seed, because seed coat is made up of the sclerid. Seed coat is made up of sclerid, and fiber like coconut husk is made up of fiber, and both of them are sclerenchyma only. Now, see. Now, last but not the least, just the gist of the sclerenchyma tissue, that they are mechanical tissue. Why I have said main mechanical tissue? Because most of the strength is provided by the sclerenchyma tissue. The most of the strength to the plant is provided by this tissue. Because they are dead, they have lignified wall. Lignified means the cells, each cell is surrounded or covered by thick lignin around them. Then the outer covering of seed is also having sclerenchyma. Grittiness of fruit, that roughness, you must have noticed while eating the pear, nashpati, you must have feel that roughness or that kind of grittiness while eating that pear. So, that grittiness is because of the sclerenchyma. And imagine, if you can imagine, please imagine what kind of sclerenchyma is this? Yes, it is sclerid. So, sclerids are present in the fruits. Then commercial fibers like jute, coconut and coconut fiber and cotton, all these are sclerenchyma fibers. It also protects the plant from stress and strain because it is the main mechanical tissue. Thank you very much. Weekend is there. Please prepare well, revise well. Thank you.